there is no job here because there is too much foreigner here. They take our jobs, and then when you want the job, you can't find the job.
What is the definition of a foreigner? A foreigner is a person who comes into your country without papers, doesn't have anything to show. That includes you. You are foreigners because you have nothing to show. You go around claiming this is your country. Let's go outside, show me papers that confirms you are the owner of this country.
This year alone, I have employed more than 15 to 20 South Africans to work here. But each month that they receive their salary, they will stop working.
Comrades and fighters, it's not true that Zimbabweans and Nigerians and foreigners are taking your jobs. Let me tell you, if you want to know their jobs, you look at one thing only. You look at the economy if it's growing. The South African economy is not growing. So even if we chase away Zimbabweans and everyone, you will still not get a job. Because jobs are created by a growing economy. So you don't say we don't have jobs because they are Zimbabweans. Look at whether the economy is growing. Because the growing economy means the business is doing business. And when they do business, they will need labor force to come and help them do business. So the South African economy is stagnant. It's not growing, it's not going anywhere. Unlike that time of Thabo Mbeki, where the economy was growing, and we could see that our country was growing because the economy was growing. You cannot grow the economy if you don't turn this country into a construction site. We have to build bridges, we have to build roads, we have to build proper houses. We have to make sure that water reticulation plants and sewer are maintained, and we build the new ones because the population is growing. We have to revive the industry. We have to revive all of economic activity in South Africa because we want to create jobs.
There's nothing, you don't own anything, yet you call people foreigners. You are a foreigner yourself, because you do not own. Foreigners means visitors. Visitors are people who just come empty-handed with a small bag. When the time permits, they go. That's you. You are renting. You are marching from the hostels, beating up people that they must leave South Africa. Yet you do not own a hostel. You are paying a rent in that hostel. You can be removed yourself from that hostel. You are telling people to leave your country. You come from an apartment, you come from a flat, you come from a house, you have no paper. When you return back home after taking out Zimbabweans, the white man will be at the door showing you the way out of the rented flat, out of the rented house, out of the rented apartment. You have nothing to show, yet you claim this is your country. You have nothing. You are defending a white man's property. This South Africa is owned by a white man. This South Africa is controlled by the white man. Don't tell me this is your country. When people are burning buildings, you are rushing, protecting them. Those are not your buildings. Those are white man's buildings. You have nothing. Stop hating on your future employers. These people are going to hire you. They are the most polite people. Even when they are educated, they still work for small jobs that pay nothing. They don't have pride. They know that you have to work to serve and feed your families. That's why they are here. One day, like it almost happened in Cuba when Obama wanted to lift the embargo against Cuba. One day it is going to happen. I pray to the ancestors of the revolution that it happens when I'm still alive, so that I can replay these videos and say, I warned you about harassing your future employers. I warned you about exploiting the people who are going to share their land with you, because they've done it before. Why didn't Mugabe take the land immediately? He waited for you to get your freedom. Because had Mugabe take the land immediately, it would have caused a serious problem to a point where South Africa will not be liberated. They were a frontline state. They gave us a passage. They accommodated us. We stayed in their homes. They gave us food. They gave us shelter. They never called us names. Today it's our turn to say thank you. We become animals. It is not the spirit of Ubuntu what you are doing to these comrades of Zimbabwe. Comrades, the white people, the way they control us, we love them and we say they give us jobs. But the way they've made us to hate each other, even if a Nigerian was to come here and create 100,000 jobs, you will still beat that Nigerian because you want 100,000 jobs provided by a white man. When it is a job provided by a black man, it's not a job enough. They've instilled in you a culture of self-hate. You lack confidence in black people because you are not confident yourself. So it is not correct that all Nigerians are drug dealers. They are Nigerian drug dealers. We must find them. We must deal with them decisively. We must isolate them. We must isolate them and teach them a lesson which they will never forget, so that they don't leave South Africa to go and try it somewhere else, particularly in the African continent.
You see this place? It is a registered tire shop. It is a registered tire shop. Look at, we have tires even behind here. Look at, all these are tires. I even have truck tires. All right. This place is a registered tire shops. I'm even going to show you, but you're not going to see it very well. All these things you are seeing are documents for these shops, but I'm not going to show you people very well because you people are criminals. Some of you, not all of you, some of you are criminals. I'm not going to show you, but this is to show you that it is a registered tire shop. This year alone, I have employed more than 15 to 20 South Africans to work here. But each month that they receive their salary, they will stop working. So what must I do?
There is no job here because there is too much foreigner here. They take our jobs, and then when you want the job, you can't find the job. I can work for 50 rand in a day.
That's a
but those guys, they agree that money 50 rand.
50
so,
bucks.
You see,
What about food? I'm buying food, and this food is too expensive too. And just to wash, only to wash, it's 50 bucks.
that money we can't afford. We're traveling, we go home. Now it's December. We don't have the money to go home because we are not working. You see, so but this is our land, but we don't enjoy our land.
So what do you think the government or whoever should do? Because more
they must chase them away. If it's possible, they must chase them away. But there's no government here. This democracy.
You can see the difference. There is no difference here. We live in so bad. You see where we staying. We stay here. This quarter camp. These no jobs.
I want to know which foreigner took a job from who, because You are here, you are the anchor of the SABC. There is no foreigner who can come here and just take your job and say, from today I'm sitting here. The bosses would have allowed that. So the bosses are white monopoly capital which owns the South African economy. Is the one that brings foreigners into the country, give them jobs because they are going to pay them lower wages. And then from there come to South Africans and say, these people are taking your jobs, and then they make us fight. But Sakina, since when have other Africans never worked in South Africa? Because this Johannesburg was founded by a Southern Africa, not South Africa. That's why the language Fanaka law exists. Because these people came from everywhere to come and mine this diamond that we're enjoying and gold we're enjoying today in Gauteng. So they met from Mozambique, they met from Malawi, they met from Zambia, Zimbabwe. They came together, they couldn't hear one another. They even developed a language called Fanagalo. EFF was not there when that was formed. So it's not true that this is something that is happening for the first time. It has always been. But why would you say, I don't support colonialism and support colonial borders? That is hypocrisy. If you don't support apartheid, you don't support colonialism, you cannot support the invasion of everything that came with these people. The borders were imposed on us. We never had borders. And even without borders, we never encroached in each other's territory. We always knew that here is this kingdom, here is that kingdom. So it's unscientific to say when you do away with the borders, there's going to be an influx of foreigners in South Africa. Let's take Limpopo and Gauteng, for instance. Limpopo is much more poor than Gauteng, but the people have never left Limpopo to come to Gauteng. I come from Limpopo, and every time I get an opportunity, I go home. I've got no intention, none whatsoever, to relocate my home into Gauteng. So it's unscientific to say because people are poorer and we are in a much better, relatively stable situation, they are going to come here and destabilize us. No one wants to come here. We want you, people of Africa, if you want to go and trade in DRC, wake up this morning and just go to DRC and do whatever you want to do and come back without hassle. There must be free movement of people. There must be free movement of goods, and Africans must trade amongst themselves, because only through the unity of Africa will we earn our seat on the international table where real issues are being discussed. What will Swaziland go and tell China and say, no, Swaziland and China are equal on what? But once we bring the unity of Africa, both in terms of size of the population and the mineral resources combined, the world will listen to us. Okay. We command more than 85% of the world platinum, ourselves and Zimbabwe combined.
Please make sure that you share this live. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to make sure ukuthi uyashare lo live lo ngoba khona kumele uye khona lo live. Khona kumele uye khona mafutho ngakafinyeleli khona. So qinisekisa. Qinisekisa. Bafethu nibuyelani manje imoto yami ngempela yini? Bafethu hayi bafethu. Hey angikwahle babe. Hey. Umlando bafana bakithi uyaqopheka umlando uyaqopheka. umlando uyaqopheka, umlando uyayiphinda, umlando uyayiphinda, umlando uyayiphinda.
Comrades, we must never hate fellow black people. When you see a black person, you must see yourself. Actually one thing, because these borders never existed, it's always been one thing. No Zimbabwean took your land, no Zimbabwean took your farms, banks, mines. There's no mine owned by Zimbabwe. So we need to unite the continent of Africa, because the unity of Africa is a threat to America. It's a threat to... They don't want it. So
don't forget to share this live, my friend. Ngicela siwushare wonke umuntu obuka la kulo 4200. Ngicela wonke share live. Ngicela wonke share live. Like the live. Ngicela wonke lo 4000. Ngicela wonke lo 4400 bafethu share live. Khona kumele siyekhona. Mfethu awuqosha umlando. Siyawuqopha umlando. Njengoba ngikutshelile bafethu ukuthi abantu abadingeka ku-pavement nesimo sokuthi uma be-pavement balimaza impahla yomuntu bengalimaza ngisho iy'tolo zabantu. So phakathi umthakathi bafethu akahambisani neze nodlame. This is peaceful march, imashi yokuthula le yabo eyenzeke la eJohannesburg.
mina ngihola ngilapha phambili ulapha phakathi kwabafazi wenendoda.
Bazobuka bafethu they are just
threats and provocation from foreigners to say you think you can do what you're doing in KZN and come march here in Gauteng or come march here in Joburg. We'll show you that Joburg belongs to us as foreigners. So we're here today to prove to them that there's no country that is going to be a country in South Africa. This country is South Africa and it's going to belong to South Africans, whether they like it or not, because it's easier to fight with us if we're separated, and that's why they're trying to push the whole tribalist image now of Zulus and Pedis and Tswanas or whatever, and we're united here, different tribes, different races from South Africa, to say that nobody is going to cause us fear in our own country. Nobody is going to render us useless or scared or non-existent in our own country, whether it's in business, whether it's in our own facilities and our resources. Everything that is in this country belongs to South Africans first. Foreigners are being done a favor with everything that they do here in our country. It's a favor, really. Don't own this country, you never will.
Government notes ongoing public discourse on immigration, particularly on issues related to illegal immigration, and wishes to reaffirm its commitment to safeguarding South Africa's sovereignty, security, and the rule of law, while upholding the country's constitutional values and respect for human dignity. Government is strengthening measures to address illegal immigration, including tightening border controls to combat unlawful entry, illicit trade, and the fraudulent activities that undermine revenue collection and the rule of law. These efforts form part of a broader program to modernize and reform South Africa's immigration and border management system into one that is secure, efficient, and responsive to the needs of a modern economy. Key to this transformation is the introduction of the electronic travel authorization system, which will enhance the country's ability to manage the movement of people in a secure, transparent, and efficient manner. As part of ongoing reforms, government has also taken steps to improve infrastructure at ports of entry, including the planned redevelopment of major land ports through strategic partnerships aimed at improving security, efficiency, and service delivery. Government emphasizes that South Africa is a peaceful and responsible member of the international community.
South Africa, no. No match. Since you know, Johnny have a shift. So Joburg, Johannesburg City, as you should be. Baby, province in the and is it?
So I'm at the heart of protest action in the Pretoria CBD. Organization March and its members have descended on the streets. They are protesting against illegal immigration and undocumented people coming into the country and committing crimes. They are, of course, taking the stance that many of these undocumented persons are taking jobs from South Africans. They are calling for governments to act and asking that their crimes be taken seriously. Now, they started their march at the Burgers Park and are marching through Sunnyside before they get to the Union buildings. There is a heavy police presence inside the march. deep inside. You can see a Nyala close by and a number of police cars which are trying to ensure that this protest remains peaceful and that there's no looting and or violence. Now, we do understand so far that the civic organization March and March, which is also joined by Party Action SA, has spoken to the protesters to not loot any stores and to not commit any crimes. I'll continue to give you rolling coverage of this march.
I'll be safe.
This is a call to say, can all the churches that are headed by non-South African leaders, can they be scrutinized? Not because we're xenophobic, but because we want to sort out and clean out the rot from the right ones. And if you're the right ones, you will not fight and oppose it, you will do it. And here's another thing. If you were to go back and reapply to say, I'm coming from this country, Ethiopia, Uganda, Ghana, wherever, and I want to come to South Africa to open a church, apply properly through our immigration systems, will the immigration system approve you? Is your preaching, your style of preaching and deliverance a scarce skill that our own South African pastors can't do it? So it's not being xenophobic, it's about cleaning out the rot, because not all of them, like I say, not all of them are doing the rotten things that others are doing.
Think about this. As soon as I get into the city, the first thing I want, it is that policy which was passed by council called the Inner City Rejuvenation Project, where we must expropriate this building, get this criminals out of these buildings, give them to the private sector to build affordable accommodation for our people. The advantage with that, it's not just the area of building of accommodation. Immediately you bring private sector investment, you create massive jobs, you create a proper affordable accommodation for South Africans. And I can tell you, and I'm unapologetic about this, with this policy, no illegal foreigner will be accommodated in these properties. This is for South Africans purely.
The Johannesburg CBD ground to a standstill as large numbers of marchers flooded the streets. Protesters made their way along key routes heading towards the Gauteng legislature to deliver their memorandum.
Here we are in Hebrew, Yuval, making sure that all illegal foreigners and all police that are corrupt, they must be perished in this country, and we can never tolerate the nonsense. If political organizations have failed to liberate us, we will liberate us on our own.
Several businesses closed their doors, while bystanders watched from a distance as the march intensified.
South Africans also play a role in this mess. How do you rent out your property to someone who does not have the required documents?
Some foreign nationals declined to speak on camera, citing fears for their safety. The Gauteng Premier accepted the memo and addressed the crowd briefly before being met with boos from some protesters.
And thanks for everything, and thanks coming to our offices. Thank you so much.
Government says it is a way of growing tension around illegal immigration in parts of the country.
Government notes ongoing public discourse on immigration, particularly on issues related to illegal immigration, and wishes to reaffirm its commitment to safeguarding South Africa's sovereignty, security, and the rule of law, while upholding the country's constitutional values and respect for human dignity. Government is strengthening measures to address illegal immigration, including tightening border controls to combat unlawful entry, illicit trade, and the fraudulent activities that undermine revenue collection and the rule of law.
Authorities have urged calm, warning against any actions that may incite violence or target vulnerable communities. While concerns over crime and undocumented immigration remain a contentious issue in South Africa, analysts caution that addressing these challenges will require coordinated law enforcement, effective border management, and adherence to the rule of law. Lopang Alamu, SABC News.
Please don't forget to like and comment and share this live. We are live in Johannesburg, Heathrow. We are live in Heathrow. Please share this live. Make sure that you 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 like this live, you comment on this live, you share this live to see the history that is happening here in Johannesburg. This is what's happening right now. This is what's happening right now. This is what.